Vercingetorix was in a similar position to before, but this time all he had to do was hold and wait for reinforcements to arrive. Julius Caesar would split his forces around the town, not engaging. Encircling the town like this would cut off all supplies. This is something he failed to do the last time. Julius Caesar would then start the construction of an outer wall, trapping Vercingetorix in the town. Vercingetorix would send out his cavalry to attempt to delay or stop the construction of these defences. However, the German cavalry Julius Caesar had recruited proved to be superior and easily pushed back and wiping out most of the Gaul cavalry. Vercingetorix would later send out his remaining cavalry with messages for help. It was now a waiting game. Julius Caesar would later learn of Vercingetorix's letters from traitor Gauls. But instead of Julius Caesar attacking before the Gauls arrived or simply abandoning the siege, he opted for a more remarkable tactic. Julius Caesar ordered his men to gather food from the surrounding countryside to last 30 days, and then he would begin building another outer wall behind him. This created a donut shape, boxing the Romans in. However, Julius Caesar knew that Vercingetorix would run out of food quicker than he would. As starvation set in within Alesia, Vercingetorix kicked out all of the citizens to save food for his warriors, hoping that Julius Caesar would allow them to leave. However, Julius Caesar was not in a merciful mood and disallowed for any of the citizens to leave. Vercingetorix also refused to allow them back into the town, forcing the citizens to remain in the middle of the two defences. This included women, old, sick and children. Over time, many of these citizens would starve, filling the space between with bodies. After many days, more Gauls arrived in immense numbers. Right away, a group of Gauls tested the Roman defences, where the German cavalry once again proved their worth and pushed them back. Vercingetorix also sent out his troops to flank from behind, however they did not get there fast enough and had to withdraw. Celtic Gauls spent the day constructing ladders and planning their siege, then launched the attack at midnight. They took the Romans by surprise and found some initial success. The part of the Roman defences being attacked was overseen by an early Mark Antony, who proved himself as an efficient tactician. Vercingetorix again sallied out from the flank to aid, and this time managed to fill in the Roman trench. However, by the time they could cross, Mark Antony had thrown away the Gaul offensive. After these two failures, the Gauls decided to use the hill next to the town as their main point of access. Julius Caesar, however, was expecting this and was stationed there himself. The Gauls divided their numbers and attacked the whole right half of the defences at once. The fighting was both brutal and rapid. Julius Caesar roamed from cohort to cohort, edging his men on. Vercingetorix also joined the fray, abandoning the town and attacking the weakest areas of the defences from the inside. The Gauls made much headway, using ladders and tearing down Roman defences. Julius Caesar ordered all of his men to enter the fray, abandoning their siege positions. It was a desperate fight for the Romans, and arguably the most desperate of Julius Caesar's career. Every Roman warrior was sent into the fray, including the sick and weakened. If the Gauls did manage to penetrate the wall, the whole Roman army would have been trapped and wiped out. Julius Caesar regrouped with his German horsemen and rushed out of the town. He then popped out from the top of the hill, thrashing into the flank of the main Gaul contingency. Upon seeing the main contingency destroyed, the Gaulish morale dropped and they began to flee. The Romans then turned to deal with Vercingetorix, who was making leeway of his own. The Romans managed to push Vercingetorix back into Alesia, where Vercingetorix surrendered. It's unknown how many Romans were killed in this battle, however estimates are around 12,000 killed and wounded. Gaul casualties were much higher, with those who surrendered captured and sold into slavery. Vercingetorix was taken alive and imprisoned until being ceremoniously strangled and beheaded 6 years later. Be sure to check out my other channel, History Sticks, for the complete, longer and comprehensive video.